I'm Magnus Marthinsen, and I'm on an adventure. I have decided to use this year to explore the Nordic forest from dawn till dusk through the 4 seasons.
Delicious.
And this time I'm gonna explore the spring bursting forest.
Nice perch. It's springtime in the woods, and I just love this time of year. It's like a new start, the birth of something new to come. And I can't wait to explore more of it!
Me and my dog Tamarack are out walking among the many white flowers that covers the ground in early spring in the Nordic forests. These are anemones nemorosas, or better known as just anemones. It is a beautiful sight, and it creates a beautiful spring display, and it is a sure sign that winter now has ended for this time. Then the coltsfoot comes and joins the party, and a beautiful blue hepatica. Along rivers and streams, the marsh marigold pops up with its bright yellow head. And in the grasslands, the dandelion stands proud and yellow as well. Before the grand finale, the delicate Commellaria majalis, the lily of the valley. It is a special time to be out in the woods now. And at this time of year, I like to visit the beech forest, which is a very rare type of forest this far north. This hybrid beech forest that have managed to cling on among spruce and pine trees makes a very rare and unique habitat.
And I love to take a trip to the beach and collect some food. And today I am on the hunt for a salad. So let's see if I can find edible plants.
At this time of year, there is wild edible plants to find, if you just know what to look for.
And this clover-like little plant is called wood sorrel. It's nothing special, it's a lot of it, but it's edible, and it kind of tastes like apple peel. Tastes great, but you can't just eat everything you find. And growing right next to it, there's an anemone, which is toxic.
It has taken me years to identify which plants that are safe and what's not safe to eat. And I'm still learning. But I only pick what I'm 100% sure of.
And this little golden flower is called golden saxifrage, or Maygold in Norwegian, and is edible. It is on the bitter side, but I will use it in my salad.
And the fresh spruce shoots are a great addition to my salad. They are packed with vitamin C and will give a kick to the salad. You don't need too many, just a couple of shoots. Then there is the main ingredient to my wild salad, the beech leaves.
And actually, these young and tender beech leaves are edible for a short while, because in a couple of weeks' time they will turn bitter and more hard. But these young, flexible, soft leaves are great to add in a salad. And it tastes good. It's the closest you can get to a lettuce in the wild, I think.
To add some color and taste to the salad, I add some tomatoes that I brought with me, that I cut in half, just like a professional chef.
So, I will also add a little bit of cherry blossom, not too much of it, but a little. They do contain cyanide, so which is deadly in very big doses, so be careful with this, but
it has an almond type flavor to it, and it is kinda sweet. then served on some fresh bread with butter. It certainly looks very appetizing. Delicious. And it really tastes just as good as it looks. But the highlight for me at this time of year is to identify and study the trees around me. And in this hybrid mix type of woods, there are so much to see. When I walk here now, I spot so many different trees, and I just love that. I like that diversity of trees. Everything from spruce, pine, ash, alder, rowan, maple, hazel. It's for me it's friends. It's friends in the woods. This spruce tree is pretty badly damaged by woodpeckers. But you can see it's tried to heal itself by producing a lot of this sap. This is great stuff. It's very flammable, so you can use it for fire starter, tinder. And it also have healing properties. I have used it myself. I made a balm out of spruce sap, and it worked great. It's great for healing wounds. And in the old times they also used it as gum, so you can chew on it. And you can actually chew on it and use it for gum. But the spruce provides one more thing that I'm very fond of. Tree lichen, or old man's beard as it's called. These dry hair-like things are great for lighting fires. Although it's too dry to light a fire today, I will take it home and use it when it's more suitable. Great stuff. And now I'm standing next to probably my favorite type of tree, the yew tree. The flaky bark and twisted branches on the yew tree has a mystical look to it. It looks more like it could be something from a Lord of the Rings movie. It is a beautiful tree, but a very deadly one. About every part of it, it's highly toxic. Yet some animals, like deer and moose, can mysteriously enough chew on the bark on the yew. Every time I pass a yew tree in the wild, I stop and put my hand on it. It may seem silly, but for me it connects me with a higher power, and may I say, it gives me a spiritual experience. The yew tree is perhaps the most spiritual tree, and it is historically associated with Christianity. And if you go to a cemetery in Ireland or Scotland, they are everywhere. So for me it's a very holistic tree that I respect. I continue my walk in the woods and head towards a place that I have never been to before. A place that is on high ground and showing signs of great historical activity. And it's a very good reason why it's up on a steep incline like that. And up there on the little mountain, there's a very special place. So let's see if I can find a way up there. It's pretty steep. What I'm climbing is what's called a hill fort. It is believed that hill forts were built in the Iron Age by different settlements or tribes to protect themselves from enemies. Usually they were built up on hills and ridges like this, that gave a great view over the surrounding land and gave great protection. And today, remains of these man-made structures still can be found in the wild.
And around this little hill here, we have this narrow belt with stones. And this is man-made in the Iron Age. So that's very cool to think about. And inside of this stone ring, there was a small community. There were small houses here. And you can almost smell the bonfire and see the smoke. And hear the people talking.
There are about 450 hill forts in Norway. This one is a rather small one. If there ever was any battles fought here, I don't know. But it makes sense that it was a place of refuge and defense.
But nevertheless, it's a place where you should walk with a lot of respect and not disturb too much. Did you hear that, Tamarack? Not to disturb too much. Yeah.
I start to climb down from the hill fort and decide to take a little coffee break. But since it now is tick season again, I check both my dog and myself for ticks after every trip in the woods.
Ja, takk skal du ha. Du jo ikke møkket I hele tatt. Du ikke møkket I hele tatt, det. Se på den.
And the square body lines of a Land Rover Defender makes a perfect coffee table.
Sitt. Sitt. Sitt ned.
Tamarack has been a good boy, so he deserves a little treat for climbing his first hill fort. It's just so nice to be outside and listen to the birds and just be in one with nature. Really gives a calming feeling. I decide to take a drive on the many forest roads around here to see if I can spot any wildlife from the car. Using the Land Rover as a mobile hide can get me closer to animals that do not see the car as a threat. Busy woodpeckers and sleepy foxes hiding in the grass is always nice to see.
And here's a little trick that you perhaps did in your childhood. If you take a piece of grass that's a bit wide and you put it between your thumbs like that, make sure it's air on both sides of it, and then you blow between your thumbs. And it can be used in wilderness travel to attract birds or other animals. And it works. I just attracted a dog.
The bright green colors of the freshly sprung birch leaves is the sure sign of spring in the Nordic forest, and is for me the month of May. And also it gives a great mental boost. But at this time of year I also like to make a soothing hot drink out of pine needles, which is rich on vitamin C.
It tastes very good, especially on a cold day. It's not very cold right now, but it tastes good.
I leave the beech forest behind for now and head up in altitude. The lakes up in the more mountainous woods are now free of ice, and I am curious to see if I can catch any fish up there. It is a rainy and grey day, so I'm bound to get a little wet today. But that doesn't matter. But I do apologize for the occasional water drop on the camera lens.
The first fishing trip of the year, and I will try. And in this little pond I know there is some small trout, and I think I'm going to try to catch one. And I'm going to use this blue fox from Vibrax or Vibrax. It's one of my favorites. So let's see.
It is a very shallow pond, so I can't be too slow with reeling in my spinner. Otherwise my hook will get caught up in the vegetation and get stuck. I must admit, I have no faith in this pond today. And a fisherman without faith It's not really a good one.
Well, no fish, but there's a lake a little further south, so we'll try there.
So I pack my stuff and head further south, but on my path I pass something you often will find in the Norwegian woods. Small cabins that back in the day used to be small mountain farms. Today these small huts are used for recreational homes where people come in the weekends or stay during the hunting season. But back in the day, it was a place of hard work and labor. These places were mostly used in the summertime, and was a place shepherds lived while taking care of sheep herds that was grazing the grass in the mountain woods. This lake is a lot bigger and easier to fish in, but there is no trout here, only perch, but I know there are some big ones in here. So, wish me luck. And then something happens.
Boy. Nice perch.
But holding a spiky fish, trying to get sharp hooks out of its mouth while you have a jumping wolf around you, it's not easy. And it all results in the worst sound a fisherman can hear. The snapping sound of a broken rod. In his eagerness to look at the fish, Tamarack steps on my fishing rod and broke it. That was it for this fishing trip. It was my favorite rod as well. But no point being angry at him. He didn't know. I truly love the woods. When you travel through the woods every day throughout the year, you get to see how it changes, and you get a very close connection to it. And being outdoors this spring has been an absolute privilege and a highlight for me. And for that, I am very grateful. Next time, I will visit the wilderness in the summertime.
And it's great for a sore trout. Not a trout. And it's good for a sore trout. And it's very good for a sore and it is very good for a sore trout. Er det trout eller fraut? Jeg er ikke sikker. It's very good for a sore trout. Fraut. Hva er det fraut? Hvorfor spør jeg det? Du kan jo ikke engelsk. And it is very good on a cold day.